Hey, so just like in the Dirge Song video, this is going to be a two-part video where I showcase two loadouts. The footage you're seeing right now is the second loadout later on, but the first loadout I show is using Brawler Luna for millions of damage. I promise you, it's kind of insane. Wow! Alright, how do we want to set this up? Oh yeah, Paleo Luna, gotta get rid of her. Swap that in for Brawler Luna. Team perk, I don't know. I'm thinking Soaring Mantis, yes sir. And then this is where it gets tricky. We do need ninjas to activate this ability, but ninjas aren't exactly going to be helping our damage output. I'll figure it out. Fumble could actually work. Then, of course, we're going to need Sledgehammer, and First Shot Rio is the last thing we have left. Oh, forgot about anatomy lessons. Brawler Luna, by the way. Brawler Luna. 2 million damage right off the bat with Brawler freaking Luna. Commonly regarded as the worst hero in the game. It's just absolutely amazing. So to explain what's going on in today's video, you might have seen the recent upload on the channel. I'm gonna link this down below, where we basically used Dragon Scorch of all heroes, a ninja, to influence the damage of the Dirge Song to do millions of damage. This is not a clickbait thumbnail, even though it's got question marks. I'll link it down below. You'll see some gameplay right now. It is wild. Our health won't be super low, but let's just see how it goes. Ooh, wow. That... Holy shit. What the hell? This is Dragon Scorch. This is Dragon Scorch in the lead. What? This is so much damage. Was that 2 million? What the fuck? And you could tell from my reaction that it is just a stupid amount of damage. So I took to Cavson's DMs on Discord. He runs Fortnite DB, and I asked him, what's the best base damage? Like, what's the best hero ability damage that you can get from any hero? Because if you don't remember that video, if you haven't watched it yet, you know, if you didn't click off this video immediately, then I'll just explain a little bit of what's going on. Dragon Scorch has a 25.4 hero ability damage, which is roughly known to be the highest in the game. But I wanted to know all the heroes. And so Cav added an entire page to Fortnite DB, which I'll link down below, where he basically sectioned out all of the best heroes for hero ability damage. And he's got them all categorized all the way down to the worst heroes in the game, which are mostly constructors, which is not maybe the most surprising thing in the world. But you can see there are a lot of heroes up here that do that highest 22.15 hero ability damage. In game, that rounds to 22.1, and this is unsupercharged 130. So you can see Dragon Scorch is on this list, of course, as we knew, but there are tons of heroes on this list, including Brawler Luna. Brawler Luna is where I immediately had the idea for this video, because she's kind of a meme hero. Crescent Kick is a terrible ability, and Crescent Kick cooldown is not really changing that in any way, but she has that 22.1 hero ability damage and should influence the 6 perks all the same way. So I don't have her 144. It's going to be doing less than Dragon Scorch, but I figured this would be a great excuse to show off the Blackout AR, because it has that exact same 6 perk where you could get some big damage from this weapon. And yeah, I want to showcase the shotgun and the sniper as well, but I think this would be a fun video to showcase. So I'm not going to do too much to this build. I think the 80% damage is kind of whatever. I want to do double crit damage though, and just do reload, because the extra damage from missing health would be nice, but I don't know. I want to get big crit damages and just sort of try it out with these standard perks. Maybe I'm doing something wrong here, but yeah, that should be good enough. And if you didn't see from the intro well enough, this is the loadout. We basically got Brawler Luna, Soaring Mantis, because I really wanted to try it. I know I need 3 ninjas, so we're settling for Fleet, Fumble, and Energy Siphon. I think Energy Siphon is the only one that's going to be helping us a lot, but then we also have, of course, First Shot Rio, which is very, very important, because that 100% crit chance applies to the explosion. That explosion, dealing from that base damage from the AR, will actually have the ability to crit, and it does a significantly higher amount of damage when it crits. So having a 100% chance is significant for that. And then assault crit damage to get that higher crit damage, which I would suppose affects that 6 perk. Thank you so much, Nuts and Bolts, who has done an incredible write-up on our Discord. He pinged me. He and Kurumi have done a ton of testing on this and seems to be very well informed. I will do the too long didn't read for you. Basically, there are a lot of different factors that might affect these 6 perks, so we're not 100% sure what is going on there, but the underlying basis that we still understood that the hero ability damage does do something to these 6 perks is still known. So while that's still working the way it is, I don't know if this is a bug Epic's gonna fix. I'm still gonna have some fun with it and try it out now. Right before hopping in game, I realized that Energy Siphon only works with energy damage, of which we are doing 0 energy damage. So I actually have to make a quick swap. Archer wanted Dragon Days, so we might be able to stun enemies. I like the excuse to run Dennis. Eliminations have a chance to drop burgers that'll heal me, give me energy, and I think that's the best I can do. This build is highly unoptimized. I just really, really wanted to use Soaring Mantis. All right, we got our first crowd of enemies. So we're going to get the encampment started. We're going to reload. Brawler Luna, by the way. Brawler Luna. 2 million damage right off the bat with Brawler freaking Luna. Commonly regarded as the worst hero in the game. It's just absolutely amazing. Every single time. And it's only been a couple times now. Every single time I run this loadout, it's just nuts. I know that healing is important with this build. Having a low HP is important. You get bigger booms with low HP. And I think the burgers will be a really good source of keeping me alive, but not super full on health. Like coconuts, for example, give me way too much healing, whereas the burgers just give me that little bump that keeps me from actually dying. So I think that's going to be really useful. And look at this Soaring Mantis. I really, really, really want to get a lot of use out of this. Just heading on over, gonna round them all up. Do you not have propanes? Wait, what? Why do they not have propane? Maybe they threw it at like an animal or something. All right, gotta prep it. Just a quick reload. Boom. Everything in range, absolutely just annihilated. Plus, the AR has better range than the Dursong. And because it shoots in bursts of 2, the 2 shots that you fire every time you reload are going to have that 100% crit chance from Rio and support, which means it's a lot more ammo efficient than the Dursong. So I'm not exactly comparing and contrasting these weapons today, but considering they're the 2 weapons I've showcased with this loadout, I figure it might be worth it to give a little pros and cons here. I love this build so much. All right, we got a few enemies over here, but I also really want to test this range. Like the Blackout AR isn't the longest range AR in the game, but okay, so it's not going to reach from here, but like that's a pretty good distance. 4.2 million damage. I don't think that was like single target damage. I think that number combines all the heroes that got hit with that one shot, but still the fact that one shot with a crowd around it can do millions, like tens of millions of damage if you get enough enemies in that shot is so good. So good. Okay, they're running away for some reason. Okay, so this is where healing is going to be a problem. I know I barely survived right there. I'm going to have to be careful to pick up these burgers because I'd rather not die. Riding the balance between low HP for the bonus and not literally dead is going to be quite the trick. Archer and Gucci are currently bullying an encampment over here because I think they know I want it. So I'm going to head over here and thank these boys for keeping it alive. All right. They gave me the encampment. Let's see what we can do. So with this kind of build, you typically want to start with the strongest enemies first, which are not instantly killed by that. Okay, well, I guess if you hit both shots on them, they are. Gosh. Oh my gosh. It's so much damage. I love it. And then with the range, you can take out the throwers nice and easy. It's so beautiful. I just admire this so much. I think it's only the first shot, though, that... Oh my god, that impacts it, so I have to be careful. But look at that. Shielders, Riot Huskies, one of the most annoying encampments in the game, annihilated like it's nothing. Oh, a propane giving you some trouble? Just absolutely delete it before it has a chance to throw. I think we've seen enough. I'm going to help the boys trap this up and get the defense started and hope we have a lot of smashers to shoot at. Oh, I love the sound of that boom bass. Aura's got it started, and yeah, I want to see as many smashers as I can. I'm so prepared, too. I've got 2 bullets missing. I got low HP. I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's one-shot a Mist Monster. Oh, my God. I love it. Every time I see it, I'm fully expecting it, too, and it's lovely. Oh, what's happening back here? Okay, so I have been, as you might have noticed, very keen on getting as many tire traps placed as possible because I want to group the enemies up. I want to get as many kills as I can with one explosion or each explosion. Oh my lord. We're not gonna quite two-shot a smasher, but wow. Wow. The Dursong had trouble with this, where this weapon's not. So either the Blackout AR is better or Brawler Luna is OP. OP confirmed. Brawler Luna is actually insane and nobody knew it this whole time. You know, that's actually kind of true, though. Like, this build takes advantage of what she can do in a way that I've never seen a build do before. And, wow. By the way, you might have noticed in the beginning of the video, we are live on YouTube, which Twitch is being weird today, so they're not letting people stream through some bug, I guess. I don't know. And so I figured I'd just go live on YouTube. So if you guys haven't subscribed on YouTube, I do not promise future YouTube streams, but you might get them. It's not an impossibility. Interesting. So we're doing a lot less now, probably because my health went back up because I went over a couple of burgers, and I don't even fault myself there. I think this is just sort of a nature of the build. You guys all saw I was very low. So I think as you're reloading, it does go down via a %. So the 6 perk shouldn't kill you, not in like a quick pace, but it does just get you lower and lower and lower. And as you can see, I just took damage from, I assume was one of the blasters. So you're basically going to die in this build. That's just something that's going to happen. And I feel like it's just a natural part of this build to constantly have your health going up and down, up and down, up and down. So I kind of want to make sure my health is nice and low for a mini boss, but yeah, this is so nice. And especially when we have a defense where this wall is 3 tiles up, I am getting very good use out of Soaring Mantis. I think people have been really enjoying the longer videos on my channel, so I might run a more, I don't know, a better loadout with this afterward, because I feel like, here's the deal. Through the research that Cav did into all of the different heroes and their ability damage multipliers, I feel like there are some standouts where there are quite a few soldiers in the game that actually give you that same bonus. You're probably seeing some of them on screen right now. And Recording Beast has not finalized any loadout yet, but I do feel like I want to experiment with a soldier, because it seems as though, as Nuts and Bolts showed us, the math for this build is sort of like a black box of numbers, kind of like YouTube's algorithm. So I think it's worth investigating some other soldier alternatives, because they would be boosting the weapon damage. Because right now, we're just sort of leeching the ability multiplier bonus of Brawler Luna here, and we're just using that to do big booms of damage, which, as you can see, are substantial, like really, really good. But she is doing nothing else for this build. This ninja is giving us Soaring Mantis and nothing else. No natural soldier ability damage. There's no suppressive fire. There isn't anything that's helping us in any known way. And having a soldier that also has pretty high ability, hero ability based damage, could be really useful in giving us the same damage bonus that is allowing these explosions to hit for just monstrous amounts, while also giving me the opportunity to have that suppressive fire. So maybe the weapon damage on its own is actually pretty decent. And you can see that I'm reloading between every single shot, which I don't necessarily have to do. I'm sure this AR will be doing tons of damage. Oh, let's see. Tons of damage to a normal target. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh no. I was so wrong. I was so wrong. So I basically do need to reload if I'm intending on doing any meaningful amount of damage, which that affects the damage per second a lot if we constantly have to be reloading, and not to mention reloading lowers our overall health. So if there was a soldier in the game that would allow me to get that damage bonus while not needing to reload every shot, or allowing me to, I don't know, just have a more smooth experience, I think that would be key. But that's just something I'm gonna have to investigate. This is so good. I mean, what else do you want me to say? It's just beautiful. It's like we killed all the smashers. My teammates let them pound on the base while I took care of it, and it was, it was still perfectly fine. I love this so much. Let me just pick up that. I'm not gonna lie, Dennis Jr. has never impressed me. I've never been able to get enough of his burgers for it to really make a difference, but in this build, it seems to be exactly what I need. Just that extra little bump of health every once in a while. Usually there when I need it. Seems like the drop rate is kind of okay, but I also have traps on the ground, and it's a Cat 4 mission. And right here is why I've been wanting those tires, because you get that nice single explosion with lots of enemies all grouped up. It's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Who is shooting at me? That damage is coming from this direction. Did he die? I don't know why. I was getting bullied by that one. Okay, so we got a fire volcanic mini boss with low HP on my end. Reloading every shot. Oh boy. This is not doing that much. He is the wrong element. So my fire damage is going to be doing about a third less than it normally should. So that's kind of impactful. But the fact that I'm able to do as much as I'm doing right now while doing, you know, 33% less damage, because the damage fire versus fire is 67% of your total damage output. So that's a significantly less amount of damage. And of course my health went back up because I had to heal Gucci and myself, because you know, when you're dead, your damage output actually drops to 0. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, unless of course you have traps down, but that defeats the purpose of my joke. So I am going to be very careful. Those volcanoes are going to get me killed. All right, I want to kill him before I have to heal up. There we go. And then I'm gonna run straight into the volcano and die. No, we're good. We're good. I just soloed a mini boss, which is honestly not surprising for this build. I think that's kind of how we expected that to go. Of course, if he was physical or nature, he would have died basically, you know, 33% faster. But damn, this build is nothing to it. Gucci was nearby, but I don't think he actually did any damage. So yeah, any build that can solo a mini boss, which is not all of them, by the way. I have a whole fun 160s playlist showcasing plenty of builds that are not able to do what we just did. And any build that can solo a mini boss is a very, very worthwhile build. And if you are looking to power up a hero or a weapon, something you might want to consider trying out. We've only got about 50 seconds left on this timer, and this mission is just a wrap. I know I put extra amount of traps down for my own uses, but like, they have been doing a great job, and hey, we're gonna get some smashes in the end. And so this mission has not even come close. Plus Gucci and Archer or our not low-level players, so we've actually been comfortably able to defend. That's kind of the nice thing. I don't always say enough thanks to my teammates who run these missions with me, but they are always nice and happy to give me all the big kills so I can showcase the weapon or loadout at hand. And they also do a great job making sure that I don't fail, because I'm over here running super far away from the Atlases while the rest of the mission is still going on. So while I'm showcasing the Blackout AR, just annihilating Smashers. I'm sorry, Brawler Luna annihilating the Smashers. I'm not actually really doing anything for the defense itself. So yeah, I just realized that I can jump 3 times now. And that's kind of the flaw of the build. Like I said, the damage, the DPS, damage per second, is fairly low, having to reload all the time. But yeah, I just realized I didn't jump that much. So maybe we'll swap off the Soaring Mantis and see if we can get a soldier build going. So I'm checking out this list, and you can see the difference in damage multipliers between the ninjas up here and some of the soldiers is not that much. A lot of people suggested Breakbeat Wildcat, and she might be a solid pick because she gives you basically a totally rocking out activation with every 2 kills. I think it's supposed to be 4, but it's been bugged for a significant amount of time. I know Commando Spitfire is the one that I pointed out earlier. Cyberclops is in here. That could be really useful for weapons that do base damage that are energy. There are so many options here. I'm going to figure something out and talk about what I come up with. All right, so I looked through all the heroes in that list, and it does actually seem like Breakbeat Wildcat is the only hero in the game that is that second tier ability damage. You can see this second tier. She's the only one that actually influences your weapon damage as a soldier, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and use her. And while you might consider using Totally Rockin' Out with this build, I am very interested in Preemptive Strike. Somebody in chat suggested it. Totally Rockin' Out might be the better option, but I figured this would be a fun thing to try out. Survivalist, so we stay alive. Survivalist is really garbage at healing you, so that might be the perfect thing to keep me alive. Maybe it'll heal me too much. Maybe I'm gonna miss my burgers. I don't know. We're kind of just trying stuff out today. And then we have the rest of the build completely stacked. Assault weapon damage, assault crit damage, locked and reloaded because we're reloading every shot. First assault, of course, so we have that 100% crit chance, which, by the way, as I'm talking, Totally Rockin' Out only increases your crit rating. That's the only thing the team perk does, besides, I guess, healing you with the Rock and Riff stuff. It's interesting. The team perk doesn't heal you, but all the heroes that buff it have that Rock and Riff ability that only heal you when you have Totally Rockin' Out active. It's a whole thing. But we are already critting 100% of the time. So Totally Rockin' Out should be useless for the entire time, because of Blackout AR, we're shooting twice and then reloading. So I don't think that perk is going to do anything at all. So we're going to try Preemptive Strike and just see what it does. 32% weapon damage bonus is nice. Whether or not that'll stack with the explosion, I'm honestly not sure. All right, we got some enemies bullying a nice little survivor over here. So let's see what we can do with Battle Beat Act. Okay, well, we might have to find something with a bit of a higher health bar. This build is 2.6 million. Wow, I really, really think we have, you know, people commented on the other Dursong video asking if we had figured out the math on this a little bit. I think we're getting the hang of this. So, you know, I want to, like, bully the local enemies here, but I don't think anything here has a health bar high enough to really see the damage. Well, I guess, actually, you did get a damage number from that, so Editing Beast could have slowed that down and showed what we're working with, but wow, this is significant. Low HP, 1.9 million. That is crazy. He might not have been low health, so, like, they need to have no HP for a preemptive strike, but yeah, Gucci said he has a smasher, so we're gonna head over there. Still can't kill a crow in one shot, though. Oh, poor Gucci. I told him to train the smasher around just to keep it alive. Alright. I want to activate Battle Beat, which is easy. Whew! I did not see that number, but that was huge. Oh my god. Wow. I hope we get another smasher because I want to see what that number was. Editing Beast already shows you, but Recording Beast did not catch that. 4.7 million? That might have been combined with another enemy. I don't know if that was single target, but wow. It's funny recording these on stream because there are people in the chat who might not have seen the Dirge Song video and might not know what loadout I'm using. They might have just tuned in. So I got people in the chat who might have no idea what's going on. They just see a random Fortnite YouTuber doing 3 million damage with the Blackout AR. What the hell? I am really digging Breakbeat Wildcat because, as you can see, the explosion is still doing less than it might have with a ninja, but with Battle Beat active, I'm doing 50% weapon damage. As I said before, whether or not that weapon damage is factored into that explosion that happens, I don't know. I really, really don't know. But it does definitely crit. That explosion does crit. 4.7 million! Wow! Oh my god. This is so good. Joshy mentioned that he looked into the whole math. Joshy's the guy who made the spreadsheet for the Stormblade video. Link to that down below. He was huge in testing a lot of different loadouts and giving me a whole bunch of information on exactly why that build is so good. He did a bit of testing on this exact situation and found out that those explosions can crit. So that's why Rio is so good in this build, is those big explosion numbers that kill so fast you can't even see the number. They actually can crit for a ton of damage, and because we're critting 100% of the time, every boom is big. Alright, there's an encampment next to the defense, so unless I see another smasher, I'm just going to take out this defense, help the guys trap, and then check in when the mission begins. No matter how many times I see it, it's so satisfying. Oh, I missed. So satisfying. Just cutting through these targets like it's nothing. You do have to reload every shot, which is tricky, but like, wow. I'm assuming I already correct this in the edit, but Live Beast is just now noticing that for the same reason I shouldn't be running Totally Rockin' Out, I shouldn't be running crit rating on this. I think for sustained fire, when I want to clean up an enemy, that crit rating can be good. But again, we're reloading every shot and we're getting a 100% chance to crit with Rio. So this crit rating perk is a completely dead perk. So if you guys wanted to use this build on your own, I highly recommend swapping that crit rating perk to something a little more useful like damage, or honestly whatever replaces that spot there. You can see it on screen. So this build could be even better yet. I didn't even notice this, but somebody in chat pointed out that we're getting a 135... Oh, it's because of the Boom Base. Boom Base is giving us a crit chance bonus on top of Rio. A 135.5% chance to crit. How is that even possible? What, do we just crit more than 100% of the time? What, do we just crit more than every single shot? Do we get an extra crit for the same amount of damage? I have no idea. All right. The defense begins. So I've got a standing request to give me the smashers. Hopefully we can get some big targets. But Joshy in chat says the 6 million's a glitch. I know. But it's still nice to see these big numbers. Let's see, just a easy crowd, just gone. Cuts right through the healing death burst. They all just die all at once. It's so glorious. I love it. All right, we got a nice little zappy face over here. Okay, 952. That's not that much. But I didn't have Battle Beat active, and my health is pretty high right now. So I am probably going to be healing a lot. I'm going to have to be activating my perk a lot. It's interesting because my health is continually going down, but the survivalist is not doing enough to like heal me back up. So it's kind of just a constant 5 million damage just combining it. It's so glorious. Even though it's combined damage, it's nice to see just how much you did in that one shot. So powerful. Okay, all right. Survivalist is not doing enough for me. I'm just going to walk away. Hopefully my traps can get some kills and activate the ability more often. It's like Survivalist isn't healing more than the reload did. So I'm just constantly on the verge of death. But look at that damage. The range on the Blackout AR basically makes this a one-shot kill from anywhere in range of this weapon is a one-shot kill. Every range. Wow. I'm going to set up because I'm going to be going up and down a lot in this defense. I'm going to die right here in a second, though. Let me just get that down so I don't die right away. Reload. So I'm not going to get the battle beat unless they're full health, but 3.6 million. I think that was on the Taker. I don't really know for sure. I need to get a full health target to get the most out of the preemptive strike, which is what I was saying. So hopefully I can get a flinger that hasn't been shot by a teammate yet, because I really want to see that damage number. All right, we got our first smasher. So let's see. Okay, not that much because my health is pretty high, but pretty good. Pretty good. It still took about 3. That's consistent with the other builds, though. So I want to get maybe battle beat active and my health generally lower to see if we can get that time to kill down a little bit. I heard another smasher. All right, here we go. We got another smasher. Let me just activate the perk. Maybe do a little bit of damage to myself. Oh, shoot. I ruined it because the smasher's not going to be at full health anymore. Well, with help from a teammate. Let's see. Full health smasher. Okay. 3.2 million. Is that really how much damage it did? God damn, that's so much. It looks like it's doing about 1.6 million, though. So I think that combined 2 targets. Wow. With my health low and their health full, it's so much. So much. Hey, look, this tunnel up here is actually getting used. I thought it might get ignored because of the way the spawns were placed, but obviously the spawns shift throughout a defense, especially Cat 4. So I'm glad that all my traps here aren't going to complete waste, but I am having a hard time showing off this weapon because the spawns are just super easy, barely an inconvenience. Everything is just a lobber off to the side, or I'm getting trapped on a fence. You know, I was gonna say I'm kind of on the fence about what to do, but then I was dead. So, you know, I guess my decision was made for me. I'm just gonna hang out here and just one-shot everything. This is, again, I've said it several times, but I'm gonna reiterate that, like, the real benefit of the AR over the Dursong is ammo efficiency and that range. That range is so good. I can just pop 2 shots, take out anything from a pretty good distance. Blackout AR is not known for its range or anything. It's not like it's a super special weapon like the Storm King's AR has significantly more range than most ARs, but it's still good enough to be perfectly viable at any distance. And I gotta make sure I actually hit a target when I reload because I think I'm reloading an unnecessary amount. Because it's not just when you shoot, I think it's when you connect against a target. I'm not even 100% sure about that, but watching a nurse just get one shot at this range is just beautiful. So satisfying. This is exactly what I love about builds like this. Anytime you can kill a nurse in one shot, it's doing good. You know, this is just what you want to see a weapon do. Now, if a nurse is taking damage, does that preclude her from the 32.5% that you get from preemptive strike? I wonder if that works, because like she has taken damage, but she's back to full health. I guess it does specify enemies at full health, so I'm assuming it'll be fine. Is that propane gonna get me nice and low? I think my shield regenerated right as I took that damage. I think we're gonna be doing the most damage. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Nature Tank Epic Husky. This is like a dream scenario. This is exactly what I wanted to see. This is a nice fat mini boss that I can just lay into. And honestly, I'm not doing nearly as much damage as I was hoping for. I am very low again, so I'm gonna have to heal myself real quick, but this is honestly unimpressive. I wonder if it's the perk. Is it just because I'm doing that less of an explosion? This is a healer, but that shouldn't do any less damage per shot. Battle Beat's not 100% active, but everything in support is buffing my damage. Either way, this is still a lot. Like, look at the health on that thing. This is a tank mini boss with minimal help from my teammates. That's pretty impressive. We're going to be soloing another mini boss with this loadout, which I think surprised nobody, but wow. A tank husky mini boss is not the strongest mini boss you can get. I think that's a smasher tank, but damn, that is a lot of damage. Even though the numbers didn't look like it was much, I think both shots were doing a pretty good amount. So it's weird. It's weird. The on-screen numbers were never more than about 1.6 million, yet the mini boss still died with plenty of time. And I think that's part of because my entire loadout is buffing weapon damage. So even if that 6 perk explosion damage isn't the big fancy 2-3 million damage we want to see, the normal weapon damage is still pretty all right with this build. And see, this is another one where I switched off of it to cancel the reload, and I gave my bonus away. But I reloaded before hitting anything, which I think wastes my damage. Either way, the damage output still spoke for itself, and soloing a mini-boss like that, a big, tanky mini-boss, is really nice. And I know it's combined numbers, but every time I see that 4.7 million, I smile. Again, I missed my shot. There we go. I think you actually do have to hit the target. So if you're using this build as efficiently as you can, you should always make sure that you actually connect with the target. And I'm dead for, surprisingly, the second time this video. Although the first time I was kind of just standing there, unsure. Every target was normal, but this build is so fun. If you guys want to try it out, I highly recommend it because it looks like there are a lot of different ways to make this work. Oh, look at that. A bunch of enemies getting bullied by the tire traps. I didn't mention the traps much this video, but I did actually set it up so that I could shoot large crowds of enemies as much as possible. But this is a 4x mission where enemies are spread all over the map, so they're only going to be so pressed together. But yeah, when you're dealing explosion damage like this, especially when I have to reload after every single shot, it does make it a little more bang for your buck to have them all in one spot. But yeah, either way, an awesome showcase. I'm glad that this new format has given me more flexibility in showing multiple loadouts, because I don't think that Dragon Scorch build is like the one way to run this. He might have the highest ability to damage, but there are quite a few options, and this definitely shows that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. I'll see you guys in the next one, and yeah, take it easy. And then